Friends, thanks for coming back to PRM. I am an optimist. I am an unrelenting, unrepenting optimist. I remember in the darkest times of my life where I genuinely felt like I had no hope. I remember just giving myself empty optimism, empty hope, a mustard seed of hope, a small grain of hope to get through. That just saying to myself, I know one day it's going to get better. I know one day I'm going to break through this. And it took a while, and there was a lot of silent hoping, and it did happen. Years down the road, I had some big breakthroughs with my health, with mental health, with physical health, spiritual health, health across the board. And I never stopped hoping, even when there was no hope. And like I said, it was just blind hope. There was nothing backing it up at all. And I'm saying our state of politics right now, and if you're weary, I need you to apply that hope right now. Because the future is good for politics in America. The future is good. Because when I look at the data, millennials and Generation Z are very, very progressive, very, very liberal generations. The most maybe in our history. And, you know, like millennials, there's 75 million millennials right now in 2019. And only 20% of them voted in 2016. I get why. Neoliberalism sucks. No good candidates. Discouragement. I get it. But imagine if we start getting candidates like AOC, like Bernie, prototypes. We're going to see that 20% get bumped up. And that will happen. I believe we are in a turn. We are at a turning point in... sorry to use that term. We all know turning point. Okay. In the Democratic Party, where we are slamming the party to a progressive turn. Okay. So with 75 million millennials out there, the largest voter population that has surpassed the baby boomers, when we start getting more progressive candidates in there, they're going to come out. Okay, maybe not all of them. We don't need all of them. We just need a good portion of them. We need more than 20%. Let's say 40%. Let's say 50%. To start winning every election. We can make the Republicans a footnote in history if the millennials voted. And now Generation Z is behind them, and they are 86 million strong. Now, Generation Z starts in 1997, so, 22 years old. So, yeah, in some states it's 21 to vote, some states it's 18. But Generation Z has just started to vote. And they're bigger than the millennials. And more likely more progressive than the millennials. So that's why I say the future is bright. These numbers look good. Is it going to be an overnight thing? No. Is it going to be a couple election cycles till we start seeing a lot of progress? Yes. That's why I'm saying, I'm even telling myself, if I have to vote for a neoliberal, in 2020, I'm going to do it for now. Because I have to be looking at the long game here. I have to be looking at the data that says we are in a progressive turn going forward and that these numbers are promising down the road. So I may vote for a Kamala Harris if she gets the nomination. I hope she doesn't. I hope Bernie Sanders does. I hope Tulsi Gabbard does. I hope Andrew Yang does, or Elizabeth Warren, or someone with some progressive chops, okay? But if that doesn't happen, we have to vote against Trump. I hate to say it. I did it in 2016. I voted for Hillary in 2016. I voted against Trump. I did not vote for Hillary at all. So it's a game. It's a long game. Oh, and it's frustrating. You have my empathy. But back to that hope that I started off with. That little seed of hope that things are going to get better. I want you to know that happens. That happened to me. I really thought things would never change. I was in the deepest, darkest pit of my life. It happened through most of my 20s. It was a horrible time. I was in and out of the hospital. I was in and out of the mental hospital, wherever. I had thyroid problems. I had cancer. I'm a cancer patient now. I had thyroid cancer. They didn't find it for the longest time, and I suffered, and I suffered, and I suffered, and I suffered. I suffered so much, and I pulled through. And I don't know how I did it, and I don't even know how I got here. But the only thing I can actually point to is that I gave myself hope when there was none. I had no reason to do it. And I did it, and I just kept believing. And whether you're a person of faith or not, it doesn't matter if it's a God or a deity or whatever. Just to have a small seed of faith tucked away, protected where no one can touch it, it can go a long way. And I think we need to apply that now in our political cycle, and knowing that the future will get good. I have hope. I have good reason to be an optimist. I wanted to share that with you. So let me know your thoughts here. Like, share, subscribe, and click the bell.